Today we're going to do the sophomore album of two bands, Kiwi Jr.'s Cooler Returns and Buck Meek's Two Saviors. We're going to start with Kiwi Jr. So Michael, give us your overall impressions of Kiwi Jr.'s new record, which is out on Sub Pop.
My impressions, I think Kiwi Jr. reminds me of like quirky bubblegum pop, punk, indie. Reminds me a lot of like 90s Pavement, Weezer, that kind of stuff. Like lyrically, I can't really grasp onto anything. Musically, I think it's fun. I don't know. Somebody else jump in.
Mark, what do you got?
So I really like the first record. It just, and this record seems to be just more of the same, which is cool. There are some really cool, I spent more time with it the last couple of days because when we got this assignment, I didn't get as much time as I thought listening to it, but there is some really cool instrumentation in there. There's some really cool piano. There's some really nice guitar work that's kind of dissonant and wild and lots of tremolo and stuff like that, which I really dig. But overall, it reminds me, like Michael said, reminds me a lot of Pavement. It's cool. The other thing that they kind of remind me of The Fall at times too.
Yeah.
Which, but then again, Pavement kind of remind me of The Fall at times. So, it's good, and there is a real kind of garage punk element, a real kind of 60s vibe to it. The song that really stood out the most is that Norma Jean's Jacket. I thought it kind of reminded me more of a 60s punk song. Kind of had a lot of fun. I just think the more and more I listen to it, the more I think these guys would be really fun live.
Yeah, I spent some time with the videos last night, and it got a completely different perspective of the band. They're very like, I don't want to say goofy, but kind of goofy, lighthearted, just like having a good time, which is cool. It's fun. If I was younger, it would appeal to me a little bit more. I think it's just kind of like, that cycle of music again. A lot.
Are you saying they're immature? They're immature? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think
they get out of your yard. You want the damn kids out of your yard.
Yeah.
Well, I like them. Like I think the record grows on you. At first I was like, and then repeated listens, it's like it's in my ear now. It's getting better and better. I'm into it. I definitely agree, Mark, that it's just a continuation of their first record. It's like they're not breaking any new ground or anything, but it's cool. I appreciate that they have a sense of humor, sort of like Pavement did. They're willing to like keep it light and cool, and they have nice quirky lyrics. And my favorite song is that Norma Jean's Jacket as well. I think that's a rocker. I'm into that.
I think Tyler's a good start to the record. I think it draws you into the record pretty quick.
You know what else they kind of remind me is Parquet Courts. Kind of remind me of them.
Yeah.
Another quirky band, right?
Absolutely, and like I totally agree. Quirk. Like the Fall is like both Malkmus and this guy in Kiwi Jr. have that the Fall singing quality. I think that's part of
not singing quality.
Right. Yeah.
Talk singing.
Yeah, like I accidentally sang some words I wrote. Yeah, I dig it.
I noticed that their Kiwi Jr.'s last record has a little bit better Metacritic score. So that means it was a little bit better reviewed. And there was a song on that record called "Comeback Baby," and I got obsessed with that song for a little while, and I listened to it it was one of those songs I listened to on repeat. "Comeback Baby," and I don't think that there's not a song on the new one that's quite doing that for me yet. Norma Jean's Jacket gets close, but it hasn't gone into that like repeat, play it a million times, thing. But it's like I'm really happy that a band like this got on Sub Pop, and they get to make a record. And I noticed, like Michael and I were talking, they put out a bunch of videos, so they got some budget going for them, and I'm really happy that an alternative band out of Canada can get some, a label like Sub Pop to make some videos for them, and it's good.
Yep.
What's with the Canada?
Best thing since Rush, man. And Bryan Adams. Don't forget Triumph.
They're getting over that Canadian discrimination that us Americans.
They got free healthcare, man. They're able to like keep recording and all that other stuff.
Thing about
trucking along during a global pandemic.
Like, what is their obsession with sports? You know, it's like they're talking about sports in this one. They're talking about sports in their last one. It seems very like non-rock and roll to be so. I don't know.
They don't look very athletic.
That's true.
Maybe it's a pipe dream.
You don't have to be athletic to enjoy watching sports, Mike. Plenty of that going around here in Texas. I've seen it.
All right, well, so let's just really quick wrap them up because we're about halfway through. So just vinyl or die. Are you going to vinyl this, Michael? Are you going to buy it on vinyl, or are you going to?
I'm not going to vinyl it. Maybe if they make it here and you know, and we go see him at a bar, I'll pick up the vinyl there. But I'm not going to make an effort.
Michael?
No. I feel like maybe this record was rushed because the last one came out in 2000 or came out in 20, and this one came out in 21. So I don't know. I'll give them some more time.
You guys are dicks, and I'm going to definitely buy this on vinyl. I like it. I think it's worth it. I'm definitely going to see them live if there's ever a live show again. So
I don't know. We're going to get into name calling on this video thing.
Oh yeah, it's a new thing.
All right, so Buck Meek.
You're going to hate me on this one.
Buck Meek. Second album for him on this record called, I think this label called Healed Scales out of Austin. So yeah, we know Buck Meek from Big Thief. So I guess let the slaughter begin, Mark. What do you got?
Is he in Big Thief?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's married to Adrian.
He was married to Adrian. They got divorced.
Now, he's from Wimberley, right?
He's from Texas somewhere. I don't know.
He's from Wimberley, yeah. I mean, you know, this is folky. It's folky meanderings is what it is, right? I mean, the thing that I listen to this record a lot, and it's kind of cool to just kind of have floating around in the background, but nothing to me stands out. Like, there's no chorus. Like, there's so many songs that don't have a fucking chorus to it, you know? Like, I'm a firm believer of don't bore us, get to the chorus, man. Let's, you know, I want to sing along. I want to remember this song when I turn it off and I'm walking around the grocery store 3 hours later. I'm like, oh, I got it stuck in my head. But, you know, for the most part, well, and then one song's on there twice. What's up with that?
Is that right?
Yeah. 2 Moons or something like that. Is that what it's called?
No, there's 2 songs about, there's like 2 saviors and 2 moons. So anyway, there's the word two twice.
The reason is because it's got the same lyrics. I was like, oh, is this on repeat already? And it wasn't. But you know, I mean, it's okay. I like Big Thief, and I like the solo stuff that the woman in the band has put out. What's her name? Adrian Lenker, yeah. And I saw like a thing on her playing on Colbert the other night. Sunset in the background, beautiful, man. She's great. But
yeah, her record is really good. I love it. Michael, what do you got?
I like the record. It's grown on me quite a bit. I like that kind of modern vintage stuff with like the old stand-up piano sound and funky sounding guitars, and it just sounds like just like a bunch of like a bucket of like weird odd junk. You know, it's I think it's fun. It's good. I mean, like Mark said, it doesn't have the hooks or choruses, but I like records I can put on the background, and I find myself catching more lyrics and different sounds in the record. And yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
distracting.
It is like you said, it's great in the background. It's got some meanderings. There's, you know, it's pretty. There's kind of, you know, it's kind of whispery and mild and
lyrically I like it a lot. I think it's like a nice casual kind of almost romantic conversation happening a lot, just like with a really good friend. You know, nothing that you have a lot of attention to, but it's nice to hear. And his voice just kind of, I think, fits with the music pretty well. It's like kind of awkward and almost shy to a certain extent. Like he's not comfortable, but I feel like it's I don't know. I think it's kind of real and raw.
What is he doing? What does he do in Big Thief?
He's a guitar player, and I think he
There's
co-writes.
some. I think there's some really cool, crazy guitar stuff in Big Thief. I wish he would kind of stretch out a little bit, make some more noise.
Well, I think a lot, some of the reviews that I read said that, they're just like, we like this, it's nice, but like maybe you should have like kicked it up a little bit more. He kind of does on that Ham on White song, like, it almost shows the potential of how it could have like rocked a little bit harder. I really like it. Like right from the beginning, when I first put it on, the first two songs really resonate with me. Like in this kind of like weird time, I find myself kind of drawn to these, like Michael was saying, sort of more soulful sounds that I'm into. His singing is maybe an acquired thing, but I don't mind it. It almost has a quality sort of like Kiwi Jr., where he's not like a really good traditional singer, nor is the Kiwi Jr. guy.
He reminds me a lot of like Bill Callahan or Jason Molina or something like that. It's like weird, kind of very different sound. But I think it fits really well in the music.
But I'm a sucker for a pedal steel and just the acoustic guitars, and I read that they did one take on these songs. So it does have that easy sort of loose.
Right. Well, I think this is kind of indicative of a lot of stuff that's kind of coming out right now. I think everybody's like, hey, we're still artists and we're still producing and writing and making music. There just hasn't been, because there's no live performances and, there's no touring and nobody's rocking. And if you're not out rocking, maybe you're not inspired to like record a upbeat record.
I think the recording process has changed a lot too. It's a lot of people are doing everything on their own and doing it in their bedrooms and sharing files as opposed to getting together and
this record certainly has a do-it-yourself kind of feel to it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're out of time. So guys, let's vinyl or die it. Michael, you purchasing this on vinyl at your local record store? Or are you borrowing it from your friend and gonna make a dupe?
A dupe vinyl?
That, bro.
Your vinyl pressing machine.
Yeah, I'd buy it on vinyl. It's not high on the priority list, but if I saw it at a pretty reasonable price, I'd buy it. Yes, for sure.
I'm gonna buy it on vinyl too. Mark, what about you? I think I know.
No, but I'll come check him out when he comes and makes it around town.
I've heard that a friend of mine saw him live and said that he's really, really good live. So.
Okay, good.
All right. Well, those are our feelings about the new Buck Meek and the new Kiwi Jr. Thanks for watching X Generation Now. I think you're supposed to say like, click, and share.
Sure, do it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Share.
Mark points at his dick.
I was pointing at Michael. What are you calling people names?
Yeah, the dick.